Hello and welcome to Round 1 Frontline action of the 2024 Hub City Halloween Open, presented by the Great Courses of South Carolina and Hub City Disc Golf Club. Film crew today is Michael Bowman and Hartford Berley. Drone footage courtesy of FlySense. Commentary team today is Owen and Vern Weygandt. On the card today we have Joel Freeman from Greeley, Colorado. Evan Scott from Duncan, South Carolina. Ryan Monn from Simpsonville, South Carolina. AJ Carey from Shelby, North Carolina. Hole 1 is a par 4, 722-foot beast of a starting hole. Your first goal is to get around this corner to the landing zone. Next, you want to try to make it through this pinch point in the middle of the fairway and down to the second part of this long fairway. And then lastly, see if you can find your way up to this green and hopefully give yourself a putt for a birdie.
Alright, let's get this started. Welcome everyone, Hub City Halloween Open. Joel Freeman's gonna lead us off here. Really a tough starting hole to start your round with. Tough par 4. This first shot, you're going to see most of these guys go up and over the middle trees and try to land in a position where they can get a second shot down the fairway.
Yeah, there are options left and right of that tree dead center, but they're really not great options. I mean, you have to be pinpoint and then get the disc to move where you want it to.
Evan and Joel both getting out there, kind of landing towards those two trees over on the left. They might have some weird stances, but that should leave them a pretty good angle going down the fairway.
Ryan mostly took the same route. I think he probably was a little bit lower, a little bit more right than he wanted to be, but I think it ended up okay.
Yeah, you can see all of them throwing that big spike up and over that initial tree, getting it to drop down somewhere onto the fairway. Ryan going with a forehand, just trying to get down the fairway.
Wow, that was so bad.
AJ trying to do the same, and you can hear him. Definitely left that inside on that gap there. We'll see where that end up.
Looks like Evan's not as quite pinched off as the other guys were.
Forehand, a really popular play on this hole for the second shot. Just trying to keep it low underneath the ceiling, trying to move left. It really opens up after the first 200 feet here on this shot. Fairway starts to get wider. See Joel getting way on up there.
Yeah, he just laced that one.
AJ kind of ended up still here on the edge of the fairway. That's, I think, a good break. He's going to try to get close to the basket here, try to save something, and hit some of those guardians going down the middle.
Evan was pretty fortunate here, too. It could have gone a lot deeper.
Yeah, reoccurring theme you'll see along this whole course is, you know, just like we said with Evan and AJ there, being just off the fairway, you can kind of get a lot of shots out, but if you're 5 feet in, you feel like you're in the middle of the woods. Ryan with a nice little touch up shot there. Yeah, par 4, but this is a really tough hole. You'll be happy with to walk away with a par off the beginning here. This one averaged 4.91, so almost a full stroke over par.
You want to go or me?
I can go ahead and go.
Alright.
Now those short ones will really start to stack up on a course that's this long and this difficult. The short mistakes, the short upshots you wish you get back, the missed putts that you want back, those start to really stack up.
Yep.
Evan connecting for a nice par there.
Yeah, these first couple holes on this course, unlike other courses where you may have some really daunting finishing holes or some things in the middle, you start right off and there's no forgiveness at hole 1 and hole 2 on this course.
For sure. Yeah. Hope you warmed up well because you'll need it starting right off the bat. Here's Joel's birdie putt from way down here.
Holy cow.
We were just talking about the course kicking you in the teeth to start the round, and Joel just kicked back. So I think that's a big statement for Joel going into the start of the tournament to birdie hole 1. He was the only birdie on the day for this hole, so he pulled out to the lead starting hole 1.
That was my next question. How many birdies were on hole 1? So just one.
AJ's just going to try to connect here for his comebacker. Try to just move to the next hole.
That's a good putt because you saw that flag.
Hole 2. Continuing on with the kicking of the teeth. Par 5, longest hole in the course. 1,152 feet. Really some placement shots, trying to stay on the fairway as long as possible. You can see it just keeps winding down until you've got this basket perched around this retaining wall at the very end.
After this tee shot, the name of the game is trying to stay in the middle of the fairway. If you can do that, you're going to like the outcome.
Yeah, I think this this first shot is don't get too aggressive. I want something, you'll see Joel here throw right of those middle trees, hopefully get something to come back left, stay on the fairway. As long as you're keeping yourself in open space, getting some good distance, you're moving pretty good.
Joel had a great drive there. He also got a wonderful skip at the end. He's going to be super happy with that.
There is an OB pond out to the left, pretty hard to get to. You got to really miss a shot. It's kind of just over that ridge or that berm. You can see over to the left side. This is this is a stock hyzer for all these guys. They're just throwing something out there, maybe a little flat and waiting for it to move back left. It's probably one of the easiest tee shots on the course. It's a little right for AJ. You really want it to finish left at the end of its flight. Now I think these second shots, these are some of the most important shots on the hole. You're going straight up this hill. It's probably like a 10-degree incline. It's much steeper than it kind of even looks on camera here. But very important to get a clean shot up this fairway. There is danger left and right. There's long grass and trees, so things to worry about. Evan in really nice position here out in the open. Gonna try to keep going up that hill, try to keep it in the fairway, and try to give him an angle to go back down. I think he did a good job with that. Here's AJ's drive that kind of ended up on the edge of the fairway, and he's actually going to be straddling in towards the woods to get a forehand angle here. And he's just trying to get to the top of the hill. Yeah, that's top of the hill. That's just fine. As you'll see with a lot of these holes out on the course, if you mess up at all, you have no chance at birdie. Joel getting way up there, maybe just on the edge of the fairway.
Yeah, where he's at, he's going to be looking at the basket, and for a second shot, that's amazing.
Ryan's probably sitting close to 500 feet away from up here at the top of the hill.
Nice. Good shot.
Really tough to try and keep a disc that straight for that long.
Don't touch that.
AJ putting a big move on this, catches one of those guardian trees late though. Kicks down into the center of the fairway though, so he'll have an easy up and down. And that'll be a par for AJ if he gets up and down, and that's just fine.
Oh, E-man.
There's a great shot from Evan. Skipping
Wow.
up towards the basket too. It's going to be a putt for birdie.
You know, kind of like you said earlier, you've got, 4 or 5 feet on the edge of the fairway, and you're okay. But if you get any further in, it's tough. And Joel's right on the cusp. Runs into the tree to make something work.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of these guys just trying to force some shots to happen, especially on the edges of the fairway, because you just have to keep your distance moving. Ryan about putting one in there from the fairway. AJ made it further up than I thought he did. He's got a bid here.
Yeah, still putting.
This is a bid for his birdie, even. That's amazing from where his original shot was, and he just had to pitch a forehand up to the top of the hill, so he put a big move on that third shot. Oh, just off the front of the cage.
I think we all
He was-
thought he had it.
Yeah, he's trying to make some magic happen, trying to get back in this game after taking the double bogey on the first hole. Here's Evan for a real good chance at birdie here. He's pin high.
Yeah, good birdie.
Great putt.
A great birdie. I think if you asked most of these guys if you could plop them down on hole 3 and start their round there, even par, I'm assuming most of them are probably going to take that. Joel's going to birdie the first two, probably 2 of the hardest holes on the course, and we just saw Joel and Evan take birdies, and they were the only 2 birdies on the day, so you can see why they're here on the feature card, making it happen.
Hole 3, par 3, 415 feet. This is our first short hole of the course, short being 415 feet, of course. This is almost a stock hyzer shot, but there sure are a lot of trees that get passed through here.
It's a really tough shot. You've got a low ceiling up there kind of halfway through the hole where your disc normally is going to apex out in the air anyways. And then just the hill and the slope going up towards the basket, you got to get the right skip to get all the way up there like Joel just showed you.
That was a really good throw by Joel, and if he hadn't hit that tree, that could have been really special.
Yeah, Evan, you can see him asking for it to sweep and get up off the ground. It's tough. You want the low ceiling, but you're going up the hill low ceiling, so you got to fight against that ceiling as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, design-wise, there's a lot of things to think about off this tee.
Yes, you've got all of that to try to go for. Ryan with a great shot getting up there. You also got to think about the danger left and right of this hole. I mean, no exception on this hole as the others. If you're more than 5 feet off this fairway, you could be looking at a 4 really, really quickly.
Come on, baby, big player.
He got the big flare he was asking for, and he's gonna, AJ's really gonna like that putting.
Oh, yeah.
Evan kind of from the fairway here. Really long chance, but it's probably a half bid for him, just getting it up there. We've got a couple of birdie chances here, starting off with Ryan.
Yeah, good cut, Ryan.
Got it.
Good birdie from Ryan to get through the first 2 holes par, and birdie the third, and Joel going 3 for 3 to start his round out here.
That is ridiculous.
Just making this place look easy, and it is not that at all. I think AJ really needs this one to keep himself in this and stop bleeding strokes a little bit. Had the chance for the birdie on the last hole, but
There you
nails
go.
it. Yeah. Thing about this course and this weekend is you're never really out of it. There's almost no stroke difference that you can't come back from out here. You can see 4 or 5 stroke swings on one hole. Hole 4, this is a par 4, 711 feet. Your initial shots are going to try to make a landing zone around this pathway that's crossing the fairway. Second shots are going to try to go down into this mouth, try to get somewhere near the basket for a putt. Interesting to see how much they try to bite off here. You can kind of pick and choose your landing zone, how far down the fairway you want to go. Joel kind of going straight at it. That's interesting. It might have been a change of wind direction. Looks like he's a little left side. He might be pinched off.
Looks like Ryan's got a Raptor in his hand. He's very familiar with that disc and throws it quite a lot. Looks like he's going to do what you described and kind of go out to the right and let it spike down in the middle here.
Yeah, this is the most common play. Throw something overstable, outright, something you can control the distance on, let it spike into the fairway. It was even a little left for Ryan, but I think he'll be okay. You can see the wind on AJ's back a little bit, so there is a little bit of wind. This is kind of the top of the property, so you can definitely hear it and feel it. AJ a little left as well, so maybe that wind is kind of blowing most of them left. See if Evan maybe got a little bit of a wind read off of everyone else and can adjust. Evan does his a little higher, maybe a little wider. Yeah, it's gonna come in nicely.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that one. It's like Ryan's a little pinched off of this tree.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really awkward angle for him to have to throw. He's gonna have to try and hug this tree, get his disc to flip up and fly straight as long as possible. And just kind of came off that tree a little bit and went right side too early.
AJ in a bit of a rough spot here, trying to figure out what he's going to do. Looks like he's going to pop a forehand out there.
Come on, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, forward
Good distance.
progress is good. Here's Evan. This is kind of prime landing zone. He's right on the pathway here that crosses the fairway, this access road. Gives the disc a nice angle over to the right. Needs it just to come back left at the end, and does. That's down there. Yeah, here Joel's kind of past that access road off to the left, so.
Oh no.
Yeah, and he's gonna be in that corner on the left side just before the basket, and that can get tough. There's a lot of little trees just on that corner that can make it difficult.
Nice shot, Joel.
What a shot. Wow. That's some scrambling right there.
Yeah, it's really rare you'll see these scrambles that good out here. Here's AJ with a long putt for a birdie chance here. This could be big for his round. Oh, there's another one just off the front cage. He had that one on hole 2, this one on hole 4.
Yeah.
Good birdie by Evan.
Yeah, great birdie by Evan. This is one of 4 birdies on the day from our field of 32.
See AJ looking up there. You can start to see the leaves are starting to fall. The wind's picking up a little.
Oh yeah, look at those leaves falling down.
Hole 5. Par 5, 904 feet. Lots of things to deal with on this hole. First thing you got to do is get it past these trees in the middle and maybe go through to the left hand side here. There is a path over the bog on the right hand side, but it's really something you don't want to mess with if you don't have to. Second shot, you're going to try to get through this set of trees and up the hill to what looks like an old access road. If you can make it somewhere up here, then your next shot should be right down here to the basket.
Yeah, this hole's 900 feet, but feels much longer. You can see these guys maybe trying to rip something fast off this tee. That OB on the right comes into play really quickly if your disc starts to turn. You can see most of this hole from the tee, and I think that's what lulls a lot of players into really running this disc, trying to go far down the fairway. You can certainly, if you execute it, you can get way down there, make your next shot easier. It's tighter than it seems, and Joel's gonna get way up there, left side. The left side is inbounds, and so I think Joel's gonna be just fine with that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's not too awfully far from where Ezra Robinson was last year, and he got the eagle on this hole.
Really like this shot from Ryan, keeping that low, just the right height. Maybe it was a little left, kind of rolls out to the center. I think you really just want to keep this disc in the fairway and keep moving forward. If you're doing those two things, you're likely going to take a good score. And AJ pulled it maybe just a little too far right and caught one of those middle trees, and that's going to take off a lot of distance off of his first shot.
A good pitch out.
Yeah, just trying to get back out to the fairway. There's, well, like we were saying earlier, it's If you're off the fairway at all, it's really tough to try and scramble and also get some distance off of it. AJ maybe a little right. Didn't get a great tree kick either, though. Went towards the OB. Evan ended up in a pretty good spot here. He's going to throw a great shot down there into kind of the next landing zone. He'll be happy with that. It's a great shot.
Ryan also pretty clean here.
Yeah, Ryan's sitting right. This is the ideal landing zone. He's sitting right in it. That's where most players are looking at when they're throwing. And he's going to throw a great second shot to get up near the top of that hill.
Yeah, Ryan knows his course pretty well. I was talking to him about coverage coming out soon, and he said on the record this is his favorite course in South Carolina. He loves Holston.
It's a good shot from AJ to recover, get back up on the fairway, give him a nice angle for the next shot. And here's where Joel's landed, way up here. It's going to settle the middle of the fairway. Joel's going to be really happy with that. Ooh, Evan had this nice little forehand anhyzer. It's a really tough angle. You've got to get something to hold for that long, and he almost pulled it off. Ryan just checking his footing. Try to get a shot to continue on down this fairway.
On a friendly roll.
Yeah, caught the hillside there a little bit. I think that you can kind of plan for that. That hill's pretty consistent. If you hit that, it'll kind of just roll it forward or over back towards the basket.
Oh. Come on.
AJ not too happy with that, but I don't think that was that bad of a result. Maybe longer putt than he wants, but it's a putt. Joel, just great position. I mean, this is the easiest upshot for birdie that you could think of.
Oh, yeah.
Here's where Evan ended up, kind of off to the right of the fairway. There's a lot of little trees over here to miss. He's going to have to look a couple different options, find his best bet, and looks like he had something, but maybe not. Didn't get all the way up there. Here's AJ with another long look on a putt from the knee. See if he can connect on a long one.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Here's Joel for his birdie.
Wow. Is that 4 through 5? Is that where we're at right now?
4 through 5. That's better than you dream of out here at Holston. It's Ryan also for birdie. That's a great birdie from Ryan. He's keeping pace with Joel the last couple of holes, and it's still a great start for Ryan as well. And Evan going to take a bogey. There's hole 6. This is personally my favorite hole on the course. We've got a nice par 4, 624 feet. Really is the definition of a two-shot hole. You've got a placement shot trying to get before this pond, and then ideally your second shot to go across the pond to get up near this basket all the way up across it. So I think you'll see most of these guys either throwing a forehand or a backhand turnover off of this tee to move right towards the pond and try to get as close as they can to it.
Joel misses that little nest of trees, and he's sitting pretty.
Yeah, there's an inside route here, then kind of two trees that you can sometimes split and go between, and then there's an outside route that makes it harder to get back right. You can see Ryan maybe going for the outside route and just left it a little too left.
Wow, good disc.
I know it's probably outside.
Is that a Venom?
Yeah, that'll work for Evan. I think he's going to be a little far back from where he ideally wants to be, so we'll see what choice he makes, either to try and go across the pond from there or lay up. Here's AJ going inside route.
Oh, great skip.
Yeah, and do you see these? If you weren't up at the ideal landing zone to start, then you're just pitching up. Looks like Evan's gonna go for it here. This is gonna be every bit of 400 feet.
He slid just a little bit on those leaves. Okay, he's actually okay. And super
Ooh.
unfortunate roll.
Come on, why aren't you fading?
Joel with a good upshot there, gonna get it all the way up near. You see Ryan's kind of pinched off here to the left too far. He doesn't have an angle to go across the pond, so he's got to lay up.
So Evan has caught a provisional here. He doesn't know that he actually landed safe. So this is a pretty smart thing to do.
Yeah, and he just made sure to put that one in bounds. If he needed that, he didn't want to have to throw another one. There's Ryan after his layup. Left it a little deep, but, you know, that's easy to do. There's not much room in front of the basket, so you really want to kind of get it pin high.
Right.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I thought that was just a perfect putt.
I feel like it was. The basket didn't quite do its job.
Yep.
Hey, when I watch coverage, I bet I hit that stump.
I saw you were in between the stones.
What?
Oh, what you hit?
That stump. I mean, I hit that.
Yeah, you can hear AJ talking about his roll away.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Evans. Yeah, this is where he ended up in bounds. That corner of trees there is just in bounds, so that's where his shot landed. That would have been his birdie if he had made that. We only had 4 birdies on the day, and that was Braden Sides, Kyle Holt, Alex Zeros, and Brent Hanu.
Hole 7, par 4, 711 feet. First thing you have to do is get up this fairway over to the left-hand side, and then you're going to turn and go down this hallway to the right. And there are a lot of little trees right in the middle here, so you have to make certain you have an accurate shot getting down through there.
Yet another hole. If you're not in perfect position off of this tee, you can forget about getting a birdie. There's no scrambling for a birdie on this hole. If you're not in the ideal position, might as well just play it for par. Joel's gonna get a great tee shot up there, just up and around the corner with his forehand. Evan with a great shot too. It's gonna be up there at the corner.
I am so sorry you guys had to watch that.
AJ, good break there after missing it. His shot kind of inside against those trees. It fell back onto the fairway. He's still got a great path to get a par. Here's Ryan. Great move on the disc, but just kind of leaked it into the middle trees there. Here's AJ going roller, really trying to make something happen from back here.
That thing is cooking.
That's a great shot. He'll have a easy up and down from there.
Looks like Ryan actually punched through those trees to the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's where the blue tees, that's kind of their fairway, is to the right of those. So, oh, that's great. All the way up there at the corner.
Didn't look like Evan was happy with that one, but
Joel putting a forehand down the gap. Gonna skip all the way down to the basket and gonna have a good putt for birdie. Here's AJ just with that simple up and down from where he landed. Ryan should have the same kind of shot here. They're both throwing that forehand. There's some room off to the left.
man, I tell you, I am blown away from just by how Joel is dissecting this course.
He's playing really well, doing a great job of just keeping his discs on the fairway. His distance obviously helps with a lot of these holes as well. That was a good comeback putt for Evan for par, after he kind of overshot the basket a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be Joel's birdie putt. See if he can get 5 through 7.
Man,
Good bird. Thank you.
Yeah, just crazy.
I gotta wonder what these guys are thinking of Joel's performance thus far, because Ryan and Evan and AJ are all basically locals to this course, and they've played it many, many times. Joel has played it before, but not in this 18-hole configuration, I don't think.
Yeah, Joel's game travels really well. He's able just to dissect a hole as he sees it and play it. Gonna move on to hole 8. One of the shorter holes on the course. It's under 400 feet. Got a par 3 here at the pond off to the right. Elevated basket down here near the landing zone. I think you'll see either guys throw a big spike hyzer over the pond or try to throw something down the middle and get it in between these trees. I think just an important note, we'll take note that Joel's 5 through 7 of the beginning of the tournament and then just see where scores end up at the very end of the tournament.
I was lucky.
Just to keep in mind of how difficult this course can be. Yeah, Evan's showing you the more down the middle line here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is kind of a daunting tee shot if you're not somebody that, like Ryan. I know Ryan's really tall. Joel's pretty tall as well.
Yeah, you've got this hill right in front of you that a lot of players are just grazing over to keep moving forward. Ryan's gonna leak out left. That's, I think you'll see the most common play is to end up over there. Here's AJ from his OB shot. Just gonna try to get up and down to take a bogey. Yeah, here's that popular landing zone where Ryan's at. Just gonna pitch up to the basket now. Evan with a long chance at birdie. Here's Joel with a really good birdie putt chance from these trees. Joel with another birdie to get 6 through 8. Just ridiculous start. Joel was one of 4 birdies on the day for hole 8. Joel along with Micah Groth, Martin Neese, and myself.
I'm not even certain what to say about Joel's performance at this point. That's kind of unheard of on this course. Good cleanup by Evan there.
Yeah, he had some bushes back there, that holly tree to deal with, and made a good putt out of there to hold on. As I was saying, Joel may be running away with it right now, but he's always within reach. You've got 2.5 more rounds out here, a lot of space, a lot of more opportunity for stroke swings.
Hole 9, par 5, 952 feet. The first thing you've got to deal with off the tee is getting up around this corner. There is a Mando, so you can't go over top of all this stuff, but when you do get around the corner, your job is far from done. You've got a tight fairway with trees interspersed on the right and left, then a little turn here, and then you can see daylight and the basket straight ahead. Just got more trees to get past here. This hole is an adventure.
Yeah, just I've said it almost every hole, but you just want to stay on the fairways. Getting off the fairway here will easily give you a bogey or double. If you can stay on the fairway, stay in the short grass, and just keep moving forward, you'll be in great shape.
Yeah, it's kind of a theme of the course. Wow, what a good shot.
Yeah, great shot from Joel. Just getting, this is a placement drive. You just want to get yourself into a good position to get around this next corner.
Evan's going to try to replicate that best he can with the forehand.
Nice and low, getting a nice move on that disc. Almost went too far, but he's going to be in great position there.
You know, Ryan knows the assignment. We got 2 for 2.
Oh, and Ryan did put a little bit too much juice there. It's what makes some of these shots difficult too, is, you know, a lot of these holes you're ripping a disc as hard as you can, trying to get as far as possible, and then you get to a hole like this where this placement shot is maybe 320, 330 feet just to get up and around the corner, so you might have to take a little bit off of what you've been throwing. It's a great shot from AJ. I think, you know, with his position and score right now, he needs to start making some moves to get back in the mix of this. Yeah, that's a good looking shot from Evan. He's going to get up and around that corner. That's a great shot from Evan. He's going to be in good position. Here's Joel going big as well. Caught the corner, and that's a great kick back out to the middle. That cedar can be rough if he had fallen into it.
Yeah, that's super fortunate for Joel. AJ's third shot here.
Yeah, he's going to be up there, maybe even past where Evan's second shot landed. Ryan just a little pinched off with this tree to make it awkward. Looks like a good shot, though, to get him moving down the fairway.
Yeah.
Just, again, probably the best kick Joel could have gotten off of that tree. Put him in prime position, still here in the middle of the fairway. Little low left out of Joel. Not in too much danger, but it takes the birdie out of play.
Yeah.
See Evan looking up. When you get to this point of the fairway, there are a couple of avenues. If you look up, you can get up and over these trees and try to get down to the basket.
As you said before, AJ made good progress down the fairway here, looking to get one up to the green.
Oh, come on, stay straight.
Little low. It'll give him a putt, though. Ryan kind of from the right side, really awkward patent pending shot, but really made a good shot to give him a putt. Evan just with a simple up and down there. Here's where Joel ended up. Left side, he should have a up and down here. Not much chance to go for it. Oh, great putt from Ryan. I mean, that was 40 feet probably. Great putt with that tree off to the right, so he can't sling a hyzer putt out and let it come back. He's got to really commit to it and go straight at it.
Yeah, it was a good par save, too, because his upshot turned into a cut roller, and as you said, he left him a little long.
I think this is a par chance from AJ. Should be great considering his second shot.
Wow. Great
Yeah.
par save.
Yeah. I mean, his second shot went all of probably 60, 70 feet. So for him to still take a par probably feels like a birdie.
Yeah, that was amazing work.
Joel is somewhat human. Had a mediocre shot on the hole. It takes a par. Evan also with a par there. We saw 4 birdies on the day. Finn Wolf, Jake Wolf, Brayton Sides, and Rico. Joel off to just a scorching hot start on this front 9. Let's see if we can see some fireworks on the back 9.